In today's episode, we are going to be discussing the very best way to make a lot of money trading on Polymarket, which is specifically the Bitcoin up and down odds. So, when it comes to the odds, right, you have to be very smart about it, especially if you really want to multiply and double your money in a very, systematic and healthy way. So if you take a look at the different time frames that we have, right, we've got the daily, we've got the 4 hourly, the 1 hourly. So what you're supposed to look at, especially as somebody who's actively placing trades on Polymarket, Bitcoin up and down, is you're supposed to have reference to the price chart before you look at the odds. So the first thing that you're supposed to do before you decide whether to place up or down odds is basically you understanding if the odds are in your favor, if the probability is aligning with what you want to do. Now, a lot of people usually come on Polymarket and then they decide what they're going to do, but that particular approach is very wrong and it's very flawed. So, I would rather you understand and have a systematic way of analyzing the charts. So if you guys are not really particularly good at uh, reading and doing technical analysis, you're going to be disadvantaged, okay? Because there are different categories of making money on Polymarket. So if you guys have got arbitrage bots, basically you are benefiting off of the imbalances in the order book, right? Then obviously that's going to be like a different approach. But if you are purely a technical analyst and you are trading on Polymarket based on what you feel the price is going to do by analyzing the markets, then you have to use a certain specific approach. And this is one of the reasons why in this particular episode, I'm going to be mostly addressing the pure technical analysis type of people that want to have success on Polymarket. So, to those of you who are on Polymarket using arbitrage bots and you're using automated systems where it goes in the order books, it sees the imbalance between the price on Bitcoin, Bybit, or even Coinbase, then this particular episode is not really for you. So this is purely for the technical analysts that are out there trying to find a specific edge in the market. So basically it's all about understanding your risk to reward, your sort of multiplication factors when it comes to these odds. For example, when you look at the chart, right, there are specific turnaround points that really give you specific edges in terms of flipping your money. So let me give you an example of yesterday's odds as far as Bitcoin is concerned. So if you take a look at this, the price to bit yesterday was around 65,090, and the current price is up by about 1,622. So obviously the people who were betting on the price of Bitcoin to go up, especially when we were going down. So remember, this was a swing failure type of pattern, and if we go to a smaller time frame, you guys are going to see that we had a dramatic down trend right over here. So we obviously ended up going down, and the people who were able to pinpoint the reversal areas, these are the guys that really ended up milking the money, because the price of the shares for the up shares were very undervalued, and this is one of the reasons why the people who pinpointed this particular reversal ended up having a better outcome in terms of understanding, how they can get the most out of betting on Polymarket, because they were able to buy the up shares when they were very undervalued. So in comparison to somebody who just sort of goes in when the price are like a 50-50 odd, somebody who understands the technical analysis of a particular structure has got a better chance of milking and making the most, because they can pinpoint areas where the shares are going to be very undervalued. Even though they are undervalued, they understand that because of technical analysis in a specific time frame, the prices and the edge and the odds are likely to tilt towards the upside. So for example, if at these particular levels, right, the up shares for this specific market was around, let's say the app shares right over here. Let me zoom in. If the app shares were around 20 cents, 30 cents, right? And you get in, you're going to make a 3x because you're going to redeem those app shares at $1. Okay, in comparison to somebody who entered at 50 cents per share, you're going to relatively make much more money. So making money on Polymarket is a combination, is an understanding of a lot of factors that play in order for you to sort of make the most out of Polymarket. You understand? So this is one of the reasons why I really encourage a lot of you guys to understand these turnaround moments in the market. When are you going to be able to sort of pinpoint a reversal and use it to your advantage? Because if you are, trading in very unfortunate ranging markets, you're going to have a lot of headaches. It's going to be difficult for you to sort of make money on Polymarket because the ranges literally go up and down and the odds are not really in your favor. It's very unpredictable, it's unreliable, it's nerve-wracking. So specifically, I would advise you to work on fine-tuning your technical analysis and only trading on Polymarket, Bitcoin up or down, only at specific price turnaround events.